Trump campaign demands apology from Biden after ridiculous cheap fake narrative. Yes, yes, yes. Everyone needs to be calling them out on that cheap fake stuff, the gaslighting that they did to us. They need to apologize for it because everyone sees it for what it is now. Definitely agree with that. We know that we're not going to get an apology from Biden or the mainstream media. You know, I'm not going to hold my breath. We don't expect it, but they should. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. All right, so let's talk about this news. This comes from Fox News' Emma Colton, and she reports that the Trump campaign is demanding an apology from the White House and President Biden's campaign for dismissing videos of Biden's public gaffes and miscues as cheap fakes and misinformation promoted by conservatives. Following repeated instances of Biden appearing to stand motionless during public events, being guided off stage by family or allies, or appearing confused during public events, the White House slammed such videos as cheap fakes promoted by the Trump campaign and its allies. And I've done tons of videos. I've done a few videos today saying the same exact thing. We see what was going on. We all called them out on it, and they said we were being disingenuous. No, you guys were the disingenuous ones trying to pretend like what we're seeing wasn't real. Cheap fakes under the White House definition are understood as real videos that are cropped or edited in an allegedly deceptive manner. The Trump campaign fired back on Friday that following Biden's debate performance, quote, everyone sees there's nothing fake about Biden's decline. They said, quote, it's only been a week since our fantastic team at Trump War Room and at RNC Research were wrongly accused of editing cheap fakes to make Biden look bad. Trump campaign National Press Secretary Carolyn Levitt posted on X Friday. She goes on to say, quote, the Democrats and of course their mouthpiece in the fake news peddled this ridiculous lie. And they did. They certainly did. Here's the post here. She goes on to say, quote, we actually had to spend time fighting journalists on this ridiculous narrative and telling them Americans can believe their own eyes, she continued. Now everyone sees there's nothing fake about Biden's decline. We were right and simply sharing the truth. She goes on to say, we will take an apology now, Levitt added, tagging the Biden campaign and a handful of media outlets. Good for her. When asked about the Trump campaign's call for an apology, the Biden campaign told Fox News Digital that Trump is a, quote, liar in addition to, quote, a pathetic loser. So that's how they react. That's how the campaign react to people calling them out on their deception. A quote, Trump lied countless times during the debate, and so does his campaign in real life and on the internet. Trump lied Thursday about whether he called fallen soldiers suckers and losers, and he still triggered the mainstream media fact checkers called out his cheap fakes. What? So sure, we will amend our previous statement. Trump is not just a liar, he is also a pathetic loser, a spokesperson for the Biden campaign said. Wow, they call him a pathetic loser. Instead of, and we see it for what it is. Still, they continue to disregard what we see with our own eyes. But the call for an apology comes after former President Trump and Biden face off in the 2020 election cycle's first debate on Thursday evening, with Biden subsequently coming under fire from conservatives and his traditional allies for his disastrous performance. The New York Times even called on Biden to drop out the race over his performance, which underscored already mounting concerns over the president's age and mental acuity. Biden's debate performance included him having a raspy voice, which we all saw, losing his train of thought at times, and stumbling over some responses. Vice President Kamala Harris acknowledged this week that Biden had a slow start to the debate, but defended his performance overall and his record in office since 2021. Levitt told Fox News Digital that in addition to apologizing to the campaign, Biden administration and campaign should, quote, more importantly, apologize to Americans. And I definitely agree with that. Quote, the Biden White House and entire Democrat Party are both directly implicated in the greatest cover-up in U.S. political history, and the mainstream media is complicit in their lies to the American public about Joe Biden's mental state. They owe an apology to not just our campaign, but more importantly, the American people for this major scandal that has led to the demise of our country over the past 4 years, she said. Ahead of the debate, Biden faced criticism for a series of gaffes and miscues during public appearances, including events abroad with fellow world leaders. Those include former President Barack Obama taking Biden's wrist to seemingly lead him off stage. I did a video on that at a fundraiser in Los Angeles this month. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni directing Biden back to the gaggle of world leaders in Italy this month after he took a few steps away from the group to give a thumbs up to a parachutist. I showed that one as well. I went over that one as well. And a viral video showing the president standing relatively motionless during the Juneteenth concert event at the White House. I'm pretty sure I showed that one too. But the White House pushed back following criticisms of such videos that they were cheap fakes, birthing a 2024 campaign buzzword that was soon mocked by conservatives on social media, who argued that the administration was gaslighting Americans. See, this is the clip, right? The picture right here. I'm pretty sure I did a video on this one too. When it was sad. It's so sad seeing this though. But we see Barack Obama like grabbing his arm and having to walk him off the stage. Like, if he had all his mental acuity, if nothing was wrong, what grown ass man would grab another grown ass man, who's especially the president of the United States, by the arm and lead him away if nothing's is wrong with him? Why would he do that? But we're not supposed to notice this. This is supposed to be a cheap fake, right? But quote, they are cheap fakes. They are done in bad faith, and some of your news organizations have been very clear, have stressed that these right-wing critics, here we go, of the president have credibility problems because the fact checkers have repeatedly caught them pushing misinformation, disinformation. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said earlier this month on cheap fakes, and I've showed that video too. I couldn't believe it. But the Biden-Harris campaign also promoted the cheap fake narrative, calling them a huge part of Trump's campaign strategy. They said, quote, Rob Flaherty, Biden-Harris deputy campaign manager, Donald Trump is desperate to distract from his unpopular agenda. That's why his campaign is deploying cheap fakes, which are deceptively edited videos of Biden. These doctored videos are a huge part of Trump's campaign strategy, the campaign posted on X earlier this month. And now all of this stuff has been disproven. Biden has lost his mental acuity. The entire world sees it. The entire world knows it. Even the leftists, even the Democrats, even the pundits on TV admitted to the fact that something is wrong with Biden. And now they're trying to replace him, but at the same time continue to cape for him. It's a weird situation. It's a weird thing to witness in real time. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.